Hi guys, welcome to another conversation session. My name is Victoria. Okay, so what is wrong with people these days? I have noticed that in our world today, human tolerance is just gone down, and everybody is just overly sensitive over the slightest thing. The slightest thing, a person is offended. They won't even be patient to seek understanding. They won't be patient to at least give people a little bit of leverage. We are all different people coming from different aspects of life, going through different things. The way you think is not the way I think. My understanding and interpretation of things may not be the same as yours. So we need to learn to give people room to make mistakes, to learn, to adjust. But these days, it's like people just can't tolerate each other anymore. The slightest thing and there's problem. I pray that God helps us to get better. But guys, what I want us to talk about today is this idea of what I call it carrying people along. Okay, now it's very important that in every kind of relationship, in any sphere of life, whether with your parents, whether with your friends, whether with your partner, whether with work colleagues, there's boundaries, there's mutual respect and protecting your space. And everybody's also allowed to have their privacy. But then there's also a place where you owe people the responsibility of carrying them along so they are aware what is going on. Because one of the abilities God did not give any human being is to read another person's mind, to read another person's emotion, desire, or thoughts. So if you don't voice it out, nobody will know. There is this, there seems to be this idea that, especially for people who are married or in relationships, there seems to be this idea that, oh, when we are with each other long enough, you should be able to read me and know me. It's not true. Okay, you can just about guess, okay, when my husband is hungry, he's a little bit cranky, those sort of things, but you can't really and truly know what a person is feeling. So if the person doesn't open up and speak about it, you will not know. And sometimes you may be going through something that you don't really want to talk about the thing itself. It's fine, but at least let the person closest to you know that you are going through something. Okay, because if I live with you and you go out and you come back and you're angry, you're screaming, you're moody, rest assured I would get close to you and ask you, is everything okay? Maybe whatever it is that got you into that mood, you really don't want to talk about it at that point in time, which is fine. But it's only fair for you to turn around and say to me, Victoria, I'm very angry now, something happened, but I don't want to talk about it. That's acceptable. At least I have confirmed the fact that something has happened. You are upset. You don't want to talk about it. But then you find that most time people don't say anything. They just snub you and just walk out on you. And it keeps, because out of love and because you're that bothered, you keep asking them, are you sure, is everything okay? And that can lead to a whole fight and misunderstanding. Why won't you just leave me alone? Why are you so nosy? I'm not being nosy. Actually, I'm being caring and loving. You're my friend, or you're my brother, or you're whoever. I just want to know that you are okay. So let's learn to carry people along. Another example is you may find a guy who's seen a girl, he likes her, but then he's decided, I'm not going to tell her yet. I want to be that kind of person that she wants. I want to be responsible, have a good job, have a place of my own where I will look presentable to her. And that's fine, well and good. He hangs around this girl, yet does nothing, says nothing, doesn't carry her along for her to even at least imagine or think that there's something. And then when maybe he hears that she's with somebody else, he's upset, he's hurt, because I had plans for you and I. Well, I didn't know. Was I supposed to just somehow assume? We need to learn to carry people along. You even find sometimes you're in a relationship with somebody, right? They're always talking about spending their life with you, having a family with you. And yet, whenever the conversation of, okay, so when are we going to settle down comes up, all you get is, don't worry, just trust me. When the time is right, everything will be okay. That's well and good. But you need to carry me along to know when you'll be ready, what you have in place, what you are planning. Because you see, it's unfair when people want you to go by their own timing and pathway for their life, and yet they don't even want to let you in on what that is about. It's very difficult. You're dating a guy, he likes you, you like him. He's always talking about family life. He's always talking about being with you. He's always talking about forever with you. Yet he doesn't seem to make a move, you know. You're always talking about how, oh, you can't wait for us to have a family, you can't wait for us to have children, you can't wait for us to be together. And yet, when it gets to, okay, so when are we getting married or what's happening? It's always, I'm doing certain things. Just wait. When the time is right, when I'm ready, when will you be ready? Okay, that's what I'm saying. Maybe you don't want to share with me what you are putting in place, but when will you be ready? At least give me some idea of time. Because you can't tell a girl or a guy, wait for me when I'm ready, without at least letting them know why they are waiting and what they are waiting for. It's unfair. So it's very important that we learn to carry people along. If not, we become like this king in the Bible, King Nebuchadnezzar. He had a dream, he woke up, he was sure, he knew he had a dream, yet he could not remember the dream, let alone the interpretation of the dream. And he calls all his magicians and all his astrologers and says to them, tell me the dream I had and then give me the interpretation. They are saying to him, King, you are the one that slept. You are the one that had the dream. So at least if you tell us the dream, then there's a chance of us interpreting what the dream means. But there's a case, you who went to bed and had the dream, you don't remember it. How would you expect us to know? And the king was upset and wanted to destroy all of them until God intervened through Daniel. And, the king was told his dream and the interpretation. But there are a lot of people who are walking around acting like that. They have a plan. They are an idea of what they want to do. They've not told anybody else, and yet they are crying out that nobody's helping them. Why are you not helping me? Why are you not supporting me? How can I support you when you have not told me, giving me at least an idea of what your plan is and what you want to do? We need to sometimes learn to be less selfish and put other people before ourselves. Whenever you're doing stuff where it involves somebody else, learn to carry them along. You are not well, or you've just been told that you have a terminal disease that could kill you, or you have a number of days to live, and you're selfish enough, you don't tell anybody, you don't tell your parents, you don't tell your siblings, you don't tell your close friends. That's not nice. You need to learn to carry people along. Because if I was a parent and I found out that my child has been dealing with, say, cancer for 2 years and didn't tell me, I would be very upset. I don't know how I would be able to support that person. I would want to, but I would feel like, why? Why did you feel like I didn't deserve to know? Why did you feel like those past 2 years where you were dealing with it on your own, I shouldn't have been part of it. I shouldn't have been there for you. It's like you've robbed me of 2 years that I could spend with my child just because you didn't carry me along. You didn't want to say anything. It's unfair. So sometimes that's what I'm saying. Yes, there's a place for privacy, and then there is a place for boundaries, and there's a place of, just guarding your space. But then there's also a place where we need to carry people along, let people in. Okay? At least, even if you don't want to give the full detail, let people know this is what's happening. I'm going through something, but everything will be okay. Don't just shut people out. I had a friend who lost his only brother, and when his brother died, when I heard of it, I tried to call him and console him. You know how they say people grieve differently, right? And I agree with that. But listen, never use grieving as an excuse to disrespect people. Because you see, once you are grieving, you may feel like that's the end. But the truth is, nobody ever grieves forever. A time is going to come that you'll get over it. And then you may need these same people. And if they don't give you back the energy that you expect, then you would know. And most times we begin to blame them again. I would call this guy and try to encourage him and speak to him, and they would say, all of you are fake, all of wicked people in the world, you don't care about. I'm like, excuse me, did I kill your brother? Your brother was in a different country, and I understand it's sad, it's, because they had a very good bond and you're grieving, but you don't have to be rude and disrespectful to everybody else. I don't want to talk to anybody. All of you should just leave me alone. Just fake people all in the world. What's the point? How am I going to survive? Nobody loves me like my brother. He was going on and on. And I did say to him that I will leave you alone, but be careful. Remember today that you are the one that is pushing everybody away. So when you come out of your grief or your mourning season and there's nobody around you to hold you up or support you, just remember that you were the one that pushed everybody away. And that was the last conversation I had with him. And I think like a year later, he couldn't call me, so he sends me a message on IG. And he was asking me for a favor. So I called him and I was like, oh, why couldn't you? Because he lives in, he's somewhere in Russia. So I said, I know you have friends there. Why? He says, well, to be honest, like you said, I was quite rude and nasty to them. And the more they try to reach out to me, I push them all away. So now none of them want anything to do with me. So you see, he lost great friends just because he was grieving his brother. And don't get me wrong, yes, I understood he was grieving his brother, but that was, grieving should never be an excuse for you to just disrespect people. No, there has to be boundaries. So this is the reason why I'm saying that it's very important to carry people along. Let them understand it's a hard time for me. I'm not in a good place. So excuse me if I'm somehow, but just let me be. So they know. Okay, so they can leave you alone, but they know what you're going through. So, and even if they want to check up on you, they'll know how to do it because you've made them aware. Sometimes the reason why people push and push and push and push is because you're not telling them anything. And they also want to know because they love you that much, because they are willing and ready to support you that much. So please, let's learn to carry people along. I particularly find it very frustrating when I'm relating with a person, okay? And I know they're doing something or they are going through something and they're not saying anything. They are not saying anything. It's heartbreaking. It's just worrisome. So please, please, please learn to carry people along. Have a conversation. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes a person may not have any help to give you or any answers to give you, but at least they are aware. At least they are aware that, okay, this person is going through this, or this is what this person is doing. I'm telling you, you can only be patient and respectful and wait for and on a person who carries you along. Babe, I'm doing some business, and for the nature of the business, I can't give you full detail, but I need you to trust me to know that I'm doing some business and I'm working hard at it. And hopefully by a year or two, everything should be okay and we'll have enough money to go on that vacation. So in the meantime, please bear with me. You've not told her what the business is. You've not given her full information, but you've carried her along to know that now is not the time because you've invested money in something else. And any sensible woman or man will understand. But it's not the case where you say, listen, I know what I'm doing. There's just something up. Just trust me. No, you don't just trust people blindly. You don't just trust people blindly. So most people feel like, oh, nobody wants to support me. Nobody understands me. Nobody is there for me. But really and truly ask yourself, have you carried these people along? Are they aware? You wait till 2 weeks to your wedding to come and tell me, oh, I'm getting married and I will need your help to do this and to do this and to do that. And when I tell you, oh, sorry, I won't be available on that date, you are angry. I thought we were good friends and you won't attend my wedding. I've always wanted to attend your wedding. But, I mean, you don't just wait 2 weeks. I already have plans. Maybe I have work. Maybe I'm traveling. Something. Do you understand? So when you carry people along, it helps give them enough time and energy to back you up on whatever thing you're doing. But these days, everybody wants to, because this idea of work in secret lets your result. That's why I'm always bashing inspirational and motivational speakers. Again, there's a place for inspirational and motivational speaking, but some of these things we need to be careful. It's not everything that you do in secret and let the results speak for itself. You know, sometimes that is not safe. You miss out on genuine people who can help you and direct you the right path. Because when you're doing something in secret, even if you're going wrong, you don't know. And the people who are expert at that thing who can tell you, you're doing it in secret, how can they help you? So now when the result is out and they're saying, oh, this could have been better, you would say they're criticizing you. After all, you didn't help me in it. Why are you telling me now? Well, when you were doing it, you hid it. How are we supposed to know to even help you in the first place? So know what to do silently and know when to carry people along and the kind of people to even carry along. Again, it's not everybody that you need to carry along in every situation. So where it's relevant to that person, carry them along. Somebody once asked me, Victoria, is it when you get into a relationship, is it everything about your past that you should tell your new partner? And I said to the person that it depends. See, it depends on the person and the information you want to share. Certain informations are irrelevant. So if there's no need, that's fine. But there are certain things that are very vital that you need to share. Carry people along. It's very, very, very important. I can't stress on it too much. So I'm going to end with today's anthem. Carry me along. Along, carry me along, 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 carry me along, eh. Along, carry me along, 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 carry me along. Along, carry me along, 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 carry me along. Along, carry me along, along, along. So let's learn to carry people along, okay? Like I said, nobody is a mind reader, so it's easier and it's nicer and it makes every kind of relationship nicer and sweeter when we carry people along. It reduces misunderstanding, it reduces assumption, and it gives people the chance to really and truly understand us and then support us the best way that we need. Anyway, this has been fun. Stay awesome.